Hello guys, today I want to show you how to export your bill of material on Excel. So first what you want to do is go in File, Export, Manufacturing Data, Labeling. So from there you can choose a setting of export that you previously configured, or we can go in the three dots right there to create a new one. So first thing you'll have to do here to create a new one is click on that new button. You will choose what type of reports you want to create. Let's take a summarized parts list. Click OK. You're gonna give it a name. So let's say I just say BOM test. OK. So first up, you have the file tab where you can define what type of file it's going to create. So either a text file, an Excel file, or an XML file. What we want, it's the Excel file. The target file here, you can decide in advance where you want this file to export every single time. So that would be your default target file. So let's say on the desktop. I want to call it BOM. Click open. So that would be my default configuration for the target file. For the template is if you want a specific template, so like a kind of design, if you want some colors or specific row arrangement that it would fit with another system, for example, you could put one here, but for now we'll leave it empty. So second tab is the header. So if you want a project property to be at the top of your list. So this can only be a project property. Let's say here, for example, we will get the project name. So if we're looking for name, we can find here project name. Okay. And there you go. You can enter as many as you need. After that, you have label. So this is the element that would be part of your Excel file. So those would be all your columns in your file. So for example, we could start with the part number. Then let's say we want the manufacturer of that part number. Manufacturer. Either the short name or the full name. It's up to you. Let's take the full name. Let's say we want after that the description of what it is. Description is either in the part designation or in the part description, depending on how which property you're using. Often I see designation one. Then what we can get is the number, the total number. So we want to take a look at the part reference. And here, total number or total amount with the number of units. After that, if we need or if we want, we can say which device are using those parts. So to get the DT, for example, display DT or full DT, let's take the full DT. So here we go. That would be my columns of my Excel file. At the bottom, taking attention to this, the row of labels per page. If you leave it to 1, this would create 1 row per worksheet in your Excel file. So it's better to put a high number that everything is set in the same worksheet. 1,000 is fine, 100 if you want. When it reaches the limit, it's going to create a new worksheet. After that here, footer, if you want either a page break when the DT change would not make sense for a summarized parts list, or another project property that you would want at the footer of that list, so after all the element. For myself, I'm not gonna put any here. Settings, this is to put your filters, so what element you want to see or not see, the sorting, in which order you want them to show up. For example, I can here say I want this by manufacturer. You can put many of them, so it's gonna group it by manufacturer first, and then within that same manufacturer it would sort it by part number. After that here, you can decide which part you include. So the one you check will be part of that export. If it's not checked, it will be excluded. So let's save here, click OK. It gets the default target file. You can change it if you want another one for some reason. Here you can choose your language you want the export to be in. Repetition for label, I want just one time the part. A good example of a repetition would be if you want to export your connection list to have your connection labels. If you want 2 labels per wire, you would put 2. Whoops, you would put 2 instead of 1. And now we can export and start application. Let's see the result. And here you go. So you will have your list here with the project property that we decided, which is the project name that I can see here, with all my element that I decided in my export. So part number, manufacturer, designation, total amount, and all the DT that were used. If you want to have a template for this, what it's going to look at, let me show you a little example of a template. Don't save. Something like that. So basically what it's going to do, this one I can remove, I'm not using it. So what you do is you define a template. So what you want to see every single time, like for example, these header, because on the file that I exported earlier, you probably saw it, and I can even open it, but there was no title right here. There's nothing that says it's the part number or the manufacturer. Okay, so if you want to create this, you can use a template. You would need though to put it in the same order that they are placed in your export, because it's not the template who's gonna decide, not here, it's not the template who will decide the order. It's really your export manufacturing data labeling. It's the order here in the labels, this order. The first one here is the first one on the left side, and then it goes to the right. So you need in your template to match this. So that would be part number, that's fine, manufacturer. I would have description for designation, the quantity, and then I could add another one here for the DT, for example. So how it works, it looks for 3 pound sign. As when it sees 3 pound sign, it places one of the property there. To look for a header, you have to say pound sign H pound sign, and for a footer you mark pound sign F pound sign. So for every header it's going to place it there, and for every footer it's going to be placing there. So if for example in the header section you put 2 property there, well in your template you will need 2 of those so that both of them get placed. Okay, delete, so I don't need this. So what you do now, you save this as your template. It's called Excel template test. In here in your file template, you link it with your template like this and save it. Click OK. I will regenerate now. I will overwrite, yes. And there you go, now it's using this template. That's all. This is how we create an Excel export using manufacturing data labeling. Thank you guys.